All right, we're back.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
been a
god,
while.
we're back again.
We're back again, once again.
We are so back.
Doing this whole podcast thing.
And we're
once
back
more.
with static image.
Yep. We started trying to record earlier, and apparently Discord reactive images, the thing that we use to get the, flashing images on screen, is having problems with OBS right now. So
Only the highest
just-
production value.
exactly,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
for now, we just have to kind of deal with it until we figure out either an alternative or it gets fixed or something. We'll figure something out. But
Ambizar,
we needed to get this.
It's been 84 years, Ambi.
I missed you too, Robert.
Yes.
Yeah, we've missed you, Ambi. You haven't been on the podcast in a while. I mean, the podcast hasn't been around for a while either, but,
This is like our first recorded episode back. The most recent one was like one we recorded like ages ago.
yeah.
It
So
it
that
feels
was a
good to be
few months
back.
ago.
It feels so good to be
Yep.
back.
Yeah, welcome back, Ambi. I hope you had a good break and everything. So, you were definitely missed.
Yep.
But,
I don't know if I'd call it a good break, but it was definitely a necessary break, so it's good to be back.
It was one of the breaks.
totally fair. All right, well, in that case, I'm going to jump into the intro,
Oh no.
as I do.
Oh boy, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do the
I'm a little bit under the weather, so hopefully I don't cough a whole lot during this recording.
Take a
But
shot every time Maynard coughs.
don't
don't
die.
do that. Drink responsibly, people.
Yes.
Hey, I didn't say go
So-
and drive afterwards.
Hello, everyone. Oh no, that was not enough emphasis. Hold on,
Oh god.
I gotta redo it.
Don't hurt yourself.
Me. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Out of Our Mains, the show where we're out of our mains, and you probably are too, because you're listening to some hopeless, colorful horse addicts ramble on about a show meant for little girls. I'm Maynard, and we've got Robert, as per usual,
Hello.
and we have Ambizar back.
Hello.
Wonderful.
Did it pick up the O?
Wonderful.
Did it pick up the O?
L?
Yes, it did pick up
Goodness.
the O in the hello. So
Okay.
we did not have a health situation
Dang
on our
it.
hands.
I'm kind of
Ooh,
sad, actually.
sorry. I gotta get in character. No, but it's good to be back. It's not only has Ambi been gone for a while, but we've not recorded an episode in a while for the podcast either. I know the Banquo episode just came out a couple weeks ago, but now here we are recording once again for the first time in several months, and for Ambi it's been much longer. So, today we're going to be going back and continuing our we're going to be doing our part 2 of that best and worst episodes of Friendship is Magic. I know there was that part 1 that came out. When did that come out? That was a while ago. That was like
8
early
months.
last year. 8 months.
Yep. April
Goodness.
22nd.
Wow. All right.
I still had faith
Well-
in humanity when that episode came out.
Right? Yeah, the world has
Man,
changed.
Back in my day, we had faith
Back
in
in
humanity.
No, we didn't.
Damn, you're
That's a
right.
lie.
Yeah, we lost that. I lost that
Yeah,
a
you-
long time ago.
I lost that the moment I discovered the internet.
I lost that the moment I started working retail.
I lost that.
Ooh.
I think everyone else lost that the moment I got handed a microphone. But so last time, last episode that we discussed our favorite episodes, we went from seasons 1 to 4. So I think we may as well just jump right into it and start
Let's
with
just jump into it.
season 5. So, Ambi, you've been gone for a while. What's an episode you want to highlight that was one of your favorites from season 5?
One of my favorites from season 5. Oh boy. Let me see here.
You don't have your list pulled up?
I do have my list pulled up. The thing is, I'm thinking
Uh-oh.
this episode might be in season 5, and if it is, it's really weird I don't have it on this list.
Is to fact check so he doesn't say something wrong and get made fun of on the internet.
Oh yeah, you gotta be
I know the feeling.
100. You gotta be 100% sure they'll come after you.
Yeah, people will be after you. I mean,
Okay, no. I was thinking Flight to the Finish, but that's season 4. I was thinking it was season 5, so we're good.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So season 5, I feel like for season 5 there's going to be 3 particular episodes. Well, probably more 2 than 3 that are going to be very popular, but for me, I think the best episode, it's a very basic pick, but I got to go Slice of Life, episode 100.
Slice of Life is
Oh.
great.
Slice of Life is phenomenal.
I know it definitely has its, there are definitely people out there who don't like it a whole lot because, it's just, the show was better when it didn't try to reference the fandom all the time and everything, when it was in its purest essence. But I don't know. I thought it was a great time.
Yeah, it's just
getting to...
It's just a 22-minute wink to the fandom, but I just love it so much. M.A. Larson did such a good job on it. One of my absolute favorites.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love all the little things that they put in there. There's a lot of in-your-face references and stuff, but I like all the little stuff. Like, it still baffles me that
it exists.
The return of Stephen Magnet.
Oh man, Stephen Magnet was a jerk.
Yeah, because he was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was an interesting turn of events. It was definitely fun to get to explore some of the side characters a bit more. Ones that the fandom has definitely put a lot more focus on than the show has.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I love Dr. Hooves and Derpy's interactions. They're very fun.
I'm about to say, I may be alone in thinking this, but I think even if you don't know all the references, I still think it stands alone as a good episode because a lot of shows have that one episode where it just focuses on background characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But if you don't know the references, it's really not. It's still an okay episode. It's not a fantastic one, but I don't know. I'll always remember watching that episode for the first time.
It's definitely an episode for the fans, like the longtime fans.
Yeah. It would probably be confusing to someone who's never interacted with the fandom, but I think it'd still be enjoyable. There are a lot of there's a lot of fun stuff that happens. Like I love the scene with Vinyl and Octavia driving down the street on Vinyl's stereo wagon, and just playing crazy dubstep orchestral stuff.
That was when I first saw that episode, I was literally just like, whoa, what the hell is going on?
Am I watching the same show I was 2 episodes ago?
Yeah, because before, I watched the show before I started interacting with the fandom, so all those references were going over my head.
I think it's a good time. Robert, did you have any episodes in season 5 you wanted to highlight?
I wanted to highlight the season 5 finale, Cutie Remark.
Oh yes,
that was such a good finale.
The timelines and stuff, getting to revisit the villains and such.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Back when the brony fandom didn't like Starlight,
right? Yeah,
freaking loved the Cutie Remark. It was because I'm a sucker for time travel when it's done right.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a very fun idea, and getting to see the characters in different lights and getting to see what would the world look like if Nightmare Moon had taken over, had won, if Sombra had won. I love how much they varied, and just seeing Twilight trying to get to Starlight it's very fun. I love that episode. I love those episodes as well.
I'll never forget the scene of Pinky and Maud destroying the rock as it's about to fall on Rainbow Dash.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With the torn ear and the metal wing.
Oh my god.
Bro, the Sombra future went hard.
It's like a bad fan fiction in the best way.
Yeah.
Bad fan fiction in the best way.
I think that's a great way to put it.
So it's a good fan fiction.
It's up there with some of my favorite 2-parters. I also really like A Canterlot Wedding, and I like Princess Twilight, but...
Oh, the villain song in Canterlot Wedding.
Yeah, we talked about Canterlot Wedding last time.
I know, but I still want to. I still want to bring it up. It's still. I'm still gonna talk about how amazing it was.
Yeah. We have to stay on top. No. it was a very fun episode. And then I I think a big reason a lot of people didn't like Starlight from the get-go is because of the montage that episode ended on. Um
Hmm.
it very much did kind of paint Starlight as a completely flipped 180 character, as like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yeah, she's good now, and she's, she's like, I can see why a lot of people were like, Mary Sue. But
And then
Yeah.
season 6 didn't really do her any favors either in my mind. And then by the time season 7 came around, that's when most of us were like, oh, okay.
yeah, there was definitely a period where like there was a warming period for Starlight Glimmer. She had to warm up a bit.
Now she has an extremely dedicated fan base.
Yep.
Maynard.
Why are you looking at me?
Don't
I
act
don't
like
like
you're not-
Starlight. I
Glimmer
don't know what
gang,
you're talking
Glimmer
Oh yeah,
gang,
your favorite character. Oh
Glimmer
yeah, I
gang,
forgot. Your
Glimmer
favorite
gang.
character's Pip. Your favorite character's Pipsqueak. I forgot.
about. No, my favorite character is Applejack.
Oh yeah, basic bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Man just pulled the trigger. He went all the way.
Crap. All right.
I await your comments.
All right. I wanted to talk a little bit about season 5 has a lot of favorites for me, but the cutie map is one of my favorites for obvious reasons. I've talked about that episode endlessly though, so I'll save that. I want to highlight an episode I don't think enough people talk about. I also have Tanks for the Memories written down here, which is fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's a
But
good one.
that episode gets talked about a lot.
It does.
I
It was
want
a
to
good
talk
episode.
about I want to talk about Brotherhood Social.
Ooh.
I really, really like the Big Mac development in that episode. I know there was some like there was some little controversy with like people like, oh, they're making fun of like, trans people and stuff, and I'm like, I don't think that was the point of the episode.
No.
It was played for it was played for laughs a little bit, yeah, but that wasn't the point of the episode. The point of the episode was Big Mac misses, spending time with his little sister, and he wants to mend that relationship. I love the lengths that he goes to you know, to try and get a little bit of that, like, a little bit of Apple Bloom's respect back, sort of. And then just the heart to heart at the end of that episode, just always like, I cry at media so easily nowadays. But like, yeah, the part where Big Mac and Apple Bloom are talking to each other, and Apple Bloom or Big Mac opens up a little bit to her after she, decides to just sit down and listen with him for a minute, is just, I always tear up a little bit when I see that, even though that episode's been out for years and I've seen it before.
My Little
Several
Pony has
times.
only made me cry once, and I'm guessing you can guess where it happened.
We'll get there later. We'll definitely talk about that later. But yeah, I really like Brotherhood Social.
I'm not as big of a fan of that episode as everyone else seems to be. I don't know why, but I definitely didn't dislike it in any way.
Okay. Well, fight me. I'll
Oh.
throw hands.
Okay.
All right,
I
bet.
thought you were throwing hooves.
True. No, I don't have any spare.
You have
Dang.
4 of
I
them.
can't get rid of those. Do y'all have any other episodes that you wanted to bring up, or do you want to move on to least favorites?
We probably need to move on because we've already spent 17 minutes on this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Got anything off the bat?
For least favorite? I think I'll start. I'll go with What About Discord?
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Discord is that the shoot. I always get that. No, yeah. I know which one What About Discord is. I was thinking of Make New Friends but Keep Discord. But yes. I didn't despise that episode. What makes you upset with What About Discord?
I don't really know if it's... There are very few episodes of Friendship is Magic that actually anger me or make me upset. What I didn't like about What About Discord was... So the crux of the episode is Twilight makes the unforgivable crime of being an introvert and shuts herself in a library for like 3 days. And then while
Yep.
she's doing that, Discord magically becomes friends with with the rest of the main six. And then he spends the whole episode basically making fun of Twilight because he made a bunch of jokes and fun times with the rest of her friends. And they can't explain to her why it's fun. It's a really weird episode because we follow it from the perspective of Twilight. We never figure out why it's all funny, and it feels like a wasted 22 minutes.
Yeah,
I see.
mean, that's fair. I would say like that episode, like I didn't hate it, I guess I guess it kind of can be considered a quote unquote nothing episode. Though Discord is always really entertaining to watch, no matter what he's in for me.
Yeah.
It's just the creative things they do with Discord is always great. But yeah, I get why nothing really interesting happens aside from Twilight being picked on for missing the joke.
Although I will say the Bob Ross reference was really, really nice.
Oh yeah,
that was great.
Anytime Discord, he does plenty of references to pop culture, and it's fun. It's not every second, but yeah, they're always a good time. I could see getting frustrated at at the fact that Discord just kind of, he is kind of a jerk to Twilight. And it's kind of a running theme in Discord episodes where he's just kind of a jerk to Twilight.
Discord episodes after he's reformed are they're a real hit and miss.
Yeah, there are some really good ones. There are some really not good ones.
I feel like Discord would be an extremely hard character to write, especially post-Reformation.
Yeah, because you still want to keep that that sort of I don't know, that edge to him.
Because he's so he's so OP, he's so OP, he's so mischievous. How do you funnel that into it? I can only imagine how hard it would be to write for him.
Yeah, he's technically one of the good guys. He's still messes with people and such, but most of the time it's it comes from a place of either jealousy or there's some form of good intentions, just in kind of a twisted way. What about Discord is definitely the jealousy one though, and he kind of twists the knife a bit much. I found it entertaining enough with his shenanigans and such, but Robert, did you have any episodes in season 5 you wanted to bring up?
I mean, there weren't a lot of episodes that I outwardly disliked in season 5, though I put Princess Spike on there because no matter what episode that's Spike centric, 9 times out of 10 they always do him dirty, and that makes me so mad.
Yeah, it definitely. I rewatched the episode recently, and it's not a great episode. I know there are some people out there who hate it, but I don't mind it too much, particularly because I understand both. I think the biggest complaint people bring up is that Spike was put in. It's another All's Well That Ends Well situation where Spike was put in an unfair position, and he was forced to take the blame for it. And yeah, to an extent, but he did also go a little far with things near the end. It was clear that he was definitely, with All's Well That Ends Well, it's okay, yeah, he's being incredibly he was jealous because Twilight wasn't doing anything to reaffirm him, but but in Princess Spike, it's he could have either just said, yeah, she can't answer questions right now, or I'm sorry to wake you up, Twilight, but I have to, because that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I would do that because I can understand why he didn't. But then near the end, he definitely does start to get kind of greedy, and he's having a little bit too much fun with being the spokesperson for Twilight.
I'd say that's my beef with most Spike episodes, is just the plot revolves around him either being selfish or being incompetent, or healthy combination of both.
Yeah. It makes me feel bad because Spike is a really good character sometimes, but
He can be.
when he's the main character, they just don't know what to do with him because he works so well as a secondary character.
Mm-hmm.
But
especially like as a foil to Twilight in like a straight man kind of position.
Yes,
he's an excellent
definitely.
straight man. As far as when his character's written that way,
he is a like big part of why I like Lesson Zero so much is because he shows off his straight man side so well in that episode. I didn't have anything written down for season 5 because I couldn't think of anything that like I genuinely didn't like. And
season 5 didn't have a whole lot of terrible episodes as far as I can recall.
It had a lot of good episodes and a lot of just all right episodes.
Yeah, it had a lot of meh episodes, but there weren't many episodes that tipped into the bad and onto the bad side for me.
Yeah, it was more on the better.
I think that goes to show the quality, really, of the show.
Definitely.
I personally I almost considered putting down Party Pooped, just because I hate the yaks.
Oh,
but that episode also had some really, really good comedic moments.
Oh yeah, it was very funny.
So it's just like I feel like I had enough fun watching it to where I couldn't call it a terrible episode.
I was one of the few people who didn't hate the yaks because I thought they were fun. They, wait, none of us even brought up freaking in best episodes. None of us brought up Crusaders of the Lost Mark.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, like, that's the other episode that I thought for sure somebody would mention.
Yeah, I completely forgot to write it down. I assumed that someone else would bring it up, but
I mean, it kind of goes without saying that that's a huge episode.
That is also peak season 5.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that hasn't already been said, because all the songs in that episode are great. The CMC finally getting their cutie marks is like such a big accomplishment. Fantastic episode.
Yeah,
but
I remember people were actually mad when that episode first came out. People were actually mad about those cutie mark Crusaders getting their cutie marks because it wasn't the cutie marks that they had been. Oh gosh, which was it? What was the name of the Showstoppers in season 2? Right?
Yeah,
that episode kind of lined out. It's like what their special talents were, and then I remember there were people that were mad that their cutie marks were different than what that episode showcased that, or basically hinted at that they would be. And I'm like, why are you mad about that? Showstoppers was a terrible episode.
Yeah, I mean, like, it does feel kind of weird that they kind of just threw the whole, like, I think the biggest one that people were upset about is, like, the Apple Bloom making potions with Zecora thing, because that seemed like it was going to be a big deal, but it kind of just fell off. I think the writers kind of either forgot about it or were like, I don't know how we can spin this into, like, an interesting day-to-day talent for a character. You know?
that storyline fell off harder than my YouTube channel. I'll admit.
Oof. Moving on. I do like. Yeah. I do like them having like connected cutie marks though. I think it just feels right that they're like. Their purpose is to help others figure out their purpose, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think they did it at a good time.
It's kind of what the CMC were all about, and they continued to be about because that was their special talent and everything. Anything else we want to say about season 5, or do we want to move on to season 6?
I think I'm good. Robert, you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Season 5 overall was mostly consistent.
Pretty solid. Pretty solid.
So, season 6.
Oh, season 6.
Oh, boy.
Heartswarming Tale is the best episode.
I will go ahead and say season 6 was my least favorite season by a pretty solid margin.
Really?
But I will say, even though season 6 had a lot of episodes that I just straight up disliked or just didn't care for, it also had some pretty good ones. And yeah, Heartswarming Tale was probably the best one.
I think season 6 is like the season of extremes, where there were a lot of really good episodes and there were also a lot of really bad episodes.
Yeah.
Man, Heartswarming Tale is so good. I'm a sucker for musical episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And then
I love A Christmas Carol. And the fact that it was a
It's
parody of that,
fantastic.
just Luna's song, man.
Luna's Future is so good. It should have gotten an extended version, but it never did, which is unfortunate. But the rest of the songs in that episode are fantastic as well.
Just the animation in that episode, just all the Christmas episodes, man.
Yeah.
Just the animation in that episode was just so good. Just a feast for the eyes.
It really was. I mean, Starlight got to be a villain again, which was great. I actually heard I was at Cider Fest a couple months ago, and Kelly Sheridan was there, and she was asked what her favorite song was to do for Starlight, and she said she didn't have a particular favorite song, but she said that she loved doing villain songs. Just loved doing villain stuff for Starlight in general.
Yeah, they're always like in minor keys. They're very like daunting usually.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you've got like Our Town with its like it's in major, but it's got some like discordant stuff in there. It's got some wacky stuff. It's fun. Someone who knows more about music would probably have a lot more to say about it. Starlight villain songs are always great. I can't say enough about A Heartswarming Tale. It's my favorite episode in the series.
It's not my favorite in the series, but it's definitely a good episode. Just my two favorite Christmas movies are the Jim Carrey version of A Christmas Carol, and then Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
You're a big Jim Carrey guy.
Here's like, I love Jim Carrey in The Grinch. I think the live action Grinch could have been better though. Personally,
the thing is, I wouldn't say I'm not a Jim Carrey fan per se, but I'm not the biggest Jim Carrey guy. It's just for some reason, apparently, he just kills Christmas movies.
He killed it.
He
as
was.
The Grinch,
he did
though.
so good as the Grinch, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about Christmas in January.
Anyway, we should probably get back to season 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did y'all have any episodes that you wanted to call attention to?
I actually put Dungeons and Discords on my
Dungeons
favorite.
and Discords.
That one's fun.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen that episode.
It was like because like, you know, I don't play D&D very often, but when I do, I have a lot of really good times there. So Dungeons and Discords is just very visually creative too. I really like what they do. I
will say season 6 had some crazy good episode when it came to animation.
Yes.
They stepped their game up for that season.
And when they brought Discord in, they got really creative.
Definitely. I put like 28 Pranks Later on one of my least favorites, but like even that episode had some really fun visual stuff.
Yeah, just like the darker, almost horror style animation that they did in that.
Yeah.
Just they pulled out all the stops in season 6 as far as animation. Even if I don't love it as a season, I can admit that.
Yeah, they had a lot of impressive animation stuff. Yeah, Dungeons and Discords is great. I also wrote down Spice Up Your Life.
Yes, that was one of mine.
Ooh.
I love the song in that.
Oh
episode.
Yeah, it's going
That's
to work.
One of the most like, it's. I feel like it's one of the most unique songs in the show. Like it's a very different kind of feel.
I watch Food Network stuff all the time, so that episode has a soft spot in my heart.
I'm a big Gordon Ramsay.
Oh yeah, Gordon Ramsay, like MasterChef Canada is one of my favorite shows.
Wasn't he in that episode, like in the background?
Yeah, he was in the background.
I think he was a background pony. Yeah,
it's so good, and that episode's great.
It's kind of a niche point. One of my favorite things about that episode is the way they handled the moral, because the whole thing about the episode was, I forgot the name, but the critic pony was basically either shutting all the restaurants in Canterlot down, or forcing them to serve a certain kind of food that wasn't flavorful because it was her preference.
Yeah.
And I love how they made a point of, when they were going through the moral, saying, you know, the bad thing about this is not the fact that you prefer this style of food. That's not the problem. The problem is that you're exclusively allowing this kind of food to be served. Because they said you have a strange preference for food, and Ray already said, and that is your right. And I just love how they put that. Because, I mean, you know, if the problem wasn't that she liked food like that, it was that was the only food she was allowing to be served.
I love it when
Mm.
MLP just like nails morals, because like there's so many instances where there's like an episode where I'm like, this could be handled really poorly, but then
It doesn't always
like
happen.
most, yeah, it doesn't always happen, but a
Believe in
lot
misfortune.
of kids shows go for like the low hanging fruit
Mhm.
in terms of morals, and try to make it incredibly like black and white, and but
Yeah. I can say that can be applied to some situations, but not every situation. Not
yeah,
every situation is black and white.
of course. Yeah, that episode's great. I also wrote down Saddle Row Review.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
that's
a good
another
one.
good one.
Cuz I just enjoy like the whole like jumping between perspectives sort of thing, or like the interviews with each of them and putting the whole story together sort of thing. Oh,
Yeah, I'm.
such a fun idea for an episode.
Yeah, well, okay. I know. I like that episode. I don't like it as much as other people seem to.
Okay.
When you said Saddle Roper Review, I was actually the first thing that popped in my head was a different episode. I'm like, wait, that's not the episode I was thinking of.
I think that's hold on. I think that's that episode. I could also
Yeah, what
be
you were
wrong.
talking
Hold
about,
on.
that's. I was thinking it was a different. I was thinking it was the episode of. Oh gosh, I can't remember episode names. I feel like such a fraud. Also, most of Quantum Apologist stills are from Twilight in that episode. So maybe that biases it for me a little.
Is it? Oh wait, no. Yeah, I think I'm wrong. Saddle Row Review.
Yeah, when you first said it, I thought that was like the Canterlot Boutique episode with Rarity, but
It is not the Canterlot Boutique episode, but it might also not be the one I'm thinking of.
yeah, it's the one where the rest of the main six have to open a shop location for Rarity,
Yes.
and they get interviewed
That's the
about it
one.
afterwards.
Okay, yeah, so I was right. Okay. Yeah, I was worried for a second because like
We are getting flamed in this comment section.
Exactly. All of us fake fans. No, but yeah, very fun idea. Very fun premise. I I just think it was a unique concept for an episode, and I think that's fun.
But yeah,
Now, did we have anything else? In
I
season
think I
6 that
have
we wanna
one
talk
more.
about for
I
goods?
let's say there's only a handful of episodes in this season that I really like, but I do really like Buckball season.
Okay. I feel like Buckball season is one of those episodes that like a majority of people are either like it was all right or they hate it. So
Oh, I loved it.
I'm on the all right side. So
I don't remember much from it, so I can't say.
it's the one where Pinky and Fluttershy and Snails become like Buckball competitors, and like Snails is like holds the basket.
Yeah, Snail's
and-
basically the goalie.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
The thing that makes that
I thought it was
episode
pretty good.
for me is Snails.
Yes.
Because I love that idea.
They
Yeah.
found a way to make me like Snails. That alone makes me respect that episode.
Snails is like the biggest mood I've ever seen in any show.
Yeah,
Yeah, of all the characters, he is certainly one of them.
it was not a
Like-
perfect episode by any means, but I really
No,
enjoyed
definitely
watching
not.
it.
It was fun. I think it was fun. I think it gets a bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
We want to move on to least favorites.
Oh boy, here we go. Let me start typing my essay out.
Yeah,
Oh,
just,
no.
I don't
it's-
hate
it's
season
the-
6 that much. I just found it to be disappointing.
It's just the impossibly long scroll. Like it just rolls out.
Hold on. I have a perfect gift for this.
I have the perfect ironic gift for this conversation.
I feel it only right for me to start the conversation, and I will start with the crystallizing.
Yeah, well, I think
Oh,
it's the
goodness.
crystalling.
Or the
But
crystalling,
yeah,
the crystallizing, the crystalling. I don't know. I've tried to delete that trauma from my brain, so it's foggy.
Yeah,
I-
that was on my least favorite as well.
I think the crystallizing is an episode about drugs or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, the crystalline.
Oh, the demon baby. I hate that
Yeah.
episode so much. I did a video on my channel forever ago about how much I hated it.
Yeah, the baby.
Kick the
It's not like I
baby.
have any problems with like. It's not like I have any problems with babies in cartoons, but they gotta do it right, and it's hard.
I only
to.
have beef with babies in
Yeah.
cartoons if they're named Flurry Heart or Sparky. I
Did you
forgot his
forget
name
his
for a
name?
second.
you had
Sparky.
you had a moment of clarity.
I had to get for
You had-
but a moment. Everything was peaceful.
You've like suppressed Sparky in the back of your mind.
you
like,
belonged.
wait, I feel like I'm supposed to believe. I feel like I'm supposed to be irrevocably mad about something.
I was about to call him Garble, but that's not right. That was the jerk teenage dragon from
No.
Gen 4.
Yeah,
I actually like Garble, even though he's an ass.
we'll get. I think we'll mention Garble a little bit later because I think Ambi mentioned an episode with him as one of his least favorites. So we'll get there. But yeah, I like the interactions between Starlight and Sunburst in the crystalling.
Mhm.
But yeah, the rest of the episode and then that one line from Luna that's like,
Yeah.
the birth of an alicorn is something not even we know about or something
Yeah.
like that.
Mother, are you kidding
The
me?
single
That
line that
irked-
had
that
the
line
entire
irked
fandom
me.
turn into copium.
Yeah, that line irked me.
Yeah, it's like it is
Like,
I
the idea of an alicorn being born in Equestria is not an issue. It's that Luna and Celestia are like centuries years old at this
Yeah,
point.
like millennia.
what happened to the freaking I know the books can't be taken as perfect canon and everything, but like what happened to the Journal of the Two Sisters where Celestia and Luna were from like an alicorn civilization?
They're disgracing the
happened
Faust Bible.
What happened with G5 where freaking we see Celestia and Luna as little kids? Like
Yeah, like they're alicorns. Like you did like I
genuinely
did they
believe,
just legit retcon that?
I legitimately believe that it was just a moment of a writer writing a line that about something that they didn't know what they were talking about and nobody caught it.
But
I
it's just one of
I
those
don't know.
things where just like this shouldn't have happened.
yeah. I feel like no show is going to be perfect with its lore. And like you can say like, oh, everything in the show is you know, what's canon, and for the most part I agree. But that specific, it just feels weird for that line to be in there. But
it
now that the
hurts.
show's over, everyone's headcanons are canon. So
Yep. It hurts because that's one of my favorite thing about Gen 4 is that it has pretty strong continuity for a kid's show.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then having something like that is like a slap in the face.
Yeah, you had a bunch of analysts going like, "Well, we don't know if apparently the Celestia and Luna were born before Equestria was founded. So maybe that's what Luna meant." And I'm just like, man, I stopped caring. That was too many years ago. I've dealt with that trauma.
It's like let's just forget that episode exists.
All right.
What's
What's an episode y'all have
and
got for
then-
season 6? Worst ones.
Well, again, mine, I put Crystalline in mine as well, so everything we just discussed is,
Yeah.
I can't believe I
I
read down
put
the
the
wrong
cart
name.
before the ponies.
The cart before the ponies.
That's the one where they are making it's the one with that one
it's
song.
like the Derby episode.
Yeah, it's the Derby episode. They're making like go-karts for their like the CMC are making go-karts for their like race,
What?
and their sisters, or in Scootaloo's case, like adoptive sister,
Guys, don't attack me. I don't think I've ever seen this episode.
Fake fan!
Fake fan!
I don't think I've
Fake
ever seen
fan!
this episode because I'm looking up like screenshots of it right now, and I don't think I've ever seen it. I didn't know this episode
I mean,
existed.
honestly,
Everyone post
You're not
fake
missing
fan
much.
in the comments.
you know what? You're not missing much, Ambi. I would say, well, you have to go watch it because it's the one episode you haven't seen, but I don't want to leave a bad taste in your mouth.
I'm looking at this episode. I'm looking at the screenshot. It's just Diamond Tiara and her butler in a Benz and like a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. No, the premise of it was essentially like, oh, there's this derby race that like the kids like build the cart and like do all the planning and stuff, and the bigger ponies like help them out and such. And Rarity, Applejack, and Rainbow Dash all get like super overbearing with it
Okay.
and basically take over. The kids are like, oh, I want to.
yeah.
Apple Bloom's like, I want to make a fast cart, and Scootaloo's like, I want to make a pretty cart, and
But-
Sweetie Belle's
but,
like,
you
I
know-
want to make a traditional cart, and their sisters are like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I can
You
can see why
yeah,
that
like
would.
AJ wants tradition, Rainbow Dash wants fast, and then
Speed.
Rarity wants pretty. Speed, Sonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see why that would get unfun pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I didn't dislike it, but I didn't have a good time either.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The only thing that like keeps that from being one of my least favorite episodes of the entire series is I I saw a really good mashup of that song and Stayin' Alive one time. And it was actually kind of a banger. So
That's it. That's the only thing.
yeah, that's it.
I just can't
That's the one
believe-
saving grace for that episode.
I just can't believe I've never seen this episode.
Keep
Did
it
you
that
like-
I thought
Like
if there'd be
blackout?
one or two episodes that I've missed somehow, it would be in like season 8 or 9. But no,
Yeah.
this is a season 6 episode that I've never seen.
Ambi, did you like watch it and then black out or
Uh,
something? And then you're like, oh, next
Maybe, but like I'm
episode.
literally looking at a bunch of screen caps from it, and I've never seen it. It's not ringing a bell at all.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Interesting. Well,
I'm ashamed.
other than that, was there anything else, or do we,
Was
think,
there anything
honestly-
else? This is season 6,
Oh
my guy.
boy!
But
All
say
right.
maybe it's because
Let's
it's season
bring up
6 and I
one
just got
more
bored with season
episode.
6.
I think we should probably do one more episode and then move on.
Mhm.
Because I don't want to make Laravel edit a 3-hour long video.
5
The
hours
only other
later.
episode,
Yeah.
I think I have the one last episode that I want to complain about in season 6, and that is the times they are a changeling.
Oh my god,
Really?
I considered putting that on my list as well, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
Like, again, I didn't hate it because Spike is, one of my favorite side characters, but I don't know. I didn't vibe with it when I watched it.
Honestly, for me, the episode is wholly mediocre. The one thing I find cool about it is I think in the last shot of the crystalling, which again, already stellar quality we're talking about here. You see a changeling flying towards the crystal empire.
Yes.
And then this episode basically
Yeah.
falls on that. So I think that's a cool little Easter egg that you basically got a teaser in the first episode, in the first two-parter that led to this episode. But the episode itself, I just find completely mediocre. I don't care about
Yeah.
Thorax until he becomes
Aw,
Moose
I mean-
Bug, and then he kind of becomes interesting.
I think the idea behind the episode is really cool. Like, because like this point, all changelings were evil, and then we just have this good changeling. Like that's I like that concept.
I thought it was an excellent way to like set up the conflict of and maybe it wasn't even intentional, but I feel like this episode kind of set up the conflict in season 7's finale with the like
Mhm.
pillars and everything.
Yeah.
And because it was kind of a similar premise where there's like, oh, there's the like misunderstood character that everybody is, like saying, oh, they're evil, we have to stop them, that sort of thing. And then there's one person who actually,
Yeah.
wants to give them a chance. And
Yeah,
I think the season 7 finale did much better at it, but I don't know. I liked the times they were
Yeah.
changing.
I also don't like how Spike was immediate. Like when Spike was like, "Hey, this challenge is a good person," they're immediately looking at him was like, "No, you're an idiot," which
Yeah.
is kind
Yeah.
of fair,
Yeah,
but it's
like-
also annoying the way it was done.
when they've gone through like I can't imagine the amount of trauma that both Cadence and Shining Armor have to have regarding change. I just want to say racism is never excusable. But trauma is a real thing, and trauma is an awful thing, and like I understand. Obviously, they had the wrong response.
Yeah.
They were 100% in the wrong. It's sort of a thing where it's like, understandable, not excusable.
Mhm.
We did also have the foresight of Spike's perspective to know that they were in the wrong too.
Yeah, exactly.
Also,
But
worst song in the series.
I think it's up there in the worst. I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I think some people think it's much more egregious than it is.
Nah,
I don't think it's
for
worst
me, what
song in
what,
the
what kills it for
series.
me is the reused animation with everybody staring at Spike so angrily multiple times as he goes through the chorus. It's so awkward. The
Yeah.
song's bad as it starts out, and it just makes it so awkward.
Yeah, like I didn't again, like this is an episode I didn't hate, but again, like I didn't vibe with it that much either.
All right.
Aside from a few aspects.
This will be this. I guess I'm alone on this hill.
Yeah.
So I don't love the episode or anything. But
Now, granted, I've only seen the episode once, so I could have a different opinion, but when I saw it, I didn't vibe with it.
yeah. But anyways, though, I think we should get moving on to season 7.
Oh boy.
So this is the season that has all the bonkers ones.
The perfect pair.
We have perfect pair. We've got a royal problem.
A royal problem, the perfect pair, discordant harmony.
Fame and misfortune. There's a lot of like banger episodes this season.
Oh yeah, all bottled up.
Oh, I love All Bottled. That was one. I only put 2 down because I was afraid they weren't going to get brought up, and that was All Bottled Up and Fame and Misfortune.
Honestly, all bottled up, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite episode. The cool thing is, I'm one of those people. Even at the very end of the series, I never liked Trixie.
Yeah,
I know
I
she
can
has a
see
huge
why.
following, but I have never liked Trixie.
we're going to get flamed for this one, but
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see why. Personally, I think Trixie has her moments where she's like really funny. But yeah, I can see why no one would vibe with her.
She has great moments. She has some of the funniest moments in the show in the I think it's the season 6 finale.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
believe
the
so, yeah.
To Wear and Back
Yeah.
Again.
But I think it's really funny that at the very end of that episode, of this particular episode that we're talking about, like Starlight finally lashes out at her, and it's so satisfying.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, I just relate to Starlight in this episode a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I like that, when an episode is hits so close to home that I literally have to stop watching it for a bit. That's a good episode. Like I've sat down and watched this episode, and I have had to just stop and step away for a bit because it just was too similar to actual experiences I've gone
Yay,
through.
trauma.
Yay, woo, let's go.
Yeah. But I think if we're gonna be starting off season 7 best episodes, I think the peak of season 7, in my opinion, has to start off with the perfect pair.
Oh, what are you guys talking about? It's Once Upon a Zeppelin.
Shut up! The perfect pair is literally a perfect episode.
I think it's fantastic.
I know multiple people in the fandom that like they had all but given up on the show by the time season 7 was airing, and then like the perfect pair brought him back. They're like, oh yeah, okay, we're back to this.
Yeah, I remember that. There were like a lot of people who were like, yeah, I don't think this show is for me anymore. And then everyone's like, watch Perfect Pair. Like, don't leave yet. You're like right there.
The perfect pair was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Season 7 as a whole
one
was
of
like
the
that for me.
best episodes. Yeah, one of the best episodes.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna bring up Discordant Harmony too, because that one was also really good.
Which one was Discord? Is that the one where Discord's like fading away?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
That's like that might be the best Discord
loved it.
episode after he's reformed.
Yes.
Other than
Yes.
like maybe the season 4 finale.
That episode hurts. Like, oh my gosh.
I freaking love Discord's my favorite character. I've established this multiple times.
Yeah.
I'll establish it again. Favorite character, Discordant Harmony. Just oh my god, it was perfect.
Yeah. The Discord and Fluttershy's interactions will always be like fantastic. I think it's one of the most interesting friendships in the show. But
I think post reformed. I think post reformed Discord, I think his character works best when his affection for Fluttershy outweighs his desire to be a douchebag. And so that
That's one
episode
way to
was
put
on
it.
the money.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree. Yeah. And there's so many episodes I could list off. I'm just gonna also list off a royal problem. Lastly, for me, because like, legitimately, I could not pick between like these 3 episodes, so I'm listing all of them. A royal problem as well. That concept alone had me hooked.
Yes, such a good episode.
Problem was fantastic.
They brought the heat in season 7, man.
Everyone talks about like Daybreaker, but also I feel like that's the episode where for most people they're like, okay, I get Starlight now. Because it does such a good job of showing what she's about. Like,
yeah.
She is incredibly like blunt to the point. If she was not there to handle that issue, it would not have gotten solved.
Yeah.
If Twilight had shown up there, she would have just worried about it and been terrified. Anyone else would have been too nice about things or tried to, dance around the issue. Starlight's just like, nope, y'all are being babies. Let's do this crap.
Yeah, like Starlight approached the situation in a very Starlight way.
Yes, and I love that. It's fantastic. Is her rashness always her best quality? No, it is not. But it's one of her most relatable qualities. And in this episode, it definitely pays off. It's very that episode's so cool, and I'm a Starlight fanboy. It did such a good job characterizing her.
Anyways, I'm done listing off episodes. The floor is yours now.
There is one more good one I think we need to talk about. And I feel like with how many just absolute top tier episodes are in season 7, my favorite personal season probably. I feel like this one kind of gets buried, but I really like it, and that's Hard to Say Anything.
Ooh. Hard to Say Anything. Which one is that?
That is the one with Big Mac and Sugar Bell and the Justin Bieber pony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That's the one with the battle for Sugar Bell,
yes.
Right? Oh, that one's fun.
That one's a lot of fun.
I know there are a ton of like Big Mac Fluttershy shippers out there, or Big Mac Marble Pie shippers, but I really like Big Mac and Sugar Bell.
They did it's a good canon ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really cute, and Big Mac goes way over the top, but it's really endearing. I don't know. I don't know. Big Mac has a lot of really good episodes. I think he's one of the most like intriguing characters in the show. I don't think about him a whole lot. I don't always think of him when I think of favorite characters, but when I think about him, I'm like, he's so fun. I love Big Mac.
Yeah. And he doesn't even speak much.
Nope.
Oh goodness.
But when he does, but I think that's so like impactful too to his character. When he does speak, it's like, everyone shut up, everyone shut up.
Shut up, the man is speaking.
We gotta hear what Big Mac has to say.
I wasn't even talking.
Yeah, when he says a full sentence, that's when everyone's like, shut up, everyone.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I want to rewatch the Big Mac Sugar Bell episodes, because most of them are really good. Oh, I guess the only one left to really bring up that I want to mention is Fame and Misfortune. I know that's one of the most controversial episodos in the show.
Fame and Misfortune?
I think it was fun, though. And I really like the song, too. I know everyone's like... I know everyone's like, oh, it's the writers saying they're above criticism and no one... But I don't think that's the point of the episode. I think they might have gone a little too, like, ham-fisted with it.
Yeah, well...
But...
if you've seen... there's a good chance you might know this, but... it was written by M.A. Larson, and he did a whole... I can't remember what panel or what convention or what he did this for, but he did an interview about the episode, and basically he wanted to take the episode in a different direction. I think it was basically the producers of the show that said, no, you're not trying to teach a moral. We're getting back at, the bronies that are dissing our show. So there was a lot. It's a very entertaining episode, and yeah, the song "We're Not Flawless" that's my favorite song in the series, period. But it does kind of also leave a sour taste, knowing that basically from what I've gathered, it almost feels like M.A. Larson was forced to, at gunpoint, make fun of bronies when basically what the episode kind of came off as at parts. That's not really how he felt about it.
I see.
Although I do agree with the
Yeah.
things we've said about the show in the fandom. Like we probably deserved a rub. We deserve what was said in that episode.
A little bit, yeah. I don't know. I like what it was going for, and I think despite the restrictions enforced and such, I think he did a good job with damage controlling.
Yeah, it's
if you
it's
will.
just it's so clunky just because of like the metaphor of like the books in the episode being the show. The way they tried to like it did make it seem like they were almost trying to say, this show we make, it is above criticism. These characters are above criticism, and it's just it was a bit clunky, but I still think it's a really fun episode to watch.
I get that. Yeah, it is a shame that we'll never get to see what Larson originally wanted to do with the episode.
Quick, Robert, what'd you think of it?
Fucking.
Just say it had horses. Just say it had horses.
Oh, pony!
Good. Good response, Robert.
All right, now that landmine's out of the way.
Worst episodes in season 7.
Oh boy, this was a
Fame
tough
and Misfortune.
one.
No, I'm just kidding.
I put Once Upon a Zeppelin.
Yeah. I think most people agree that Once Upon a Zeppelin is the worst in season 7. It's like the stinker.
I kind of feel like that in this particular instance is akin to Fame and Misfortune in the fact that it wasn't necessarily a good episode, but I had a lot of fun watching it the first time.
Really?
I think that's the Iron Will effect. He's just too fun to watch, no matter how terrible he is.
You know what? That's completely fair. I will say he was fun to say.
Iron Will's entertaining, but Star Tracker, I think his name was really unbearable a lot of the times. I get what they were going for. I know that kind of, like person exists and can be frustrating to deal with, but it just felt mean.
Yeah, Star Tracker with Twilight Sparkle was like me the first time I met AC Race Best.
I feel that.
Just hi.
You're real. I'm your biggest fan. But
oh my god.
Yeah, it did like.
By the way, you have a lot of mice in your walls. You may want to get that checked out.
The joke, like, okay, so imagine my head is like is the ground, and that joke is a plane. Plane just flew right over the ground.
You know what? There's no recovering from this. I'm just gonna.
He's gone.
He's gone. He gone.
Never mind. I forgot I signed a contract.
Yep. Yeah, you're bound. Blood contract.
Okay, so anyway, in a total attempt to move on from whatever that just was, Once Upon a Zeppelin. It had the demon baby in it, so bad episode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Although I did think it's hilarious that all the parents were just like, make friends with the royal baby.
Yeah, that was pretty entertaining.
I think I peaked my mic when I did that. Yeah, I probably did. Sorry about that.
Every season's got to have at least one stinker. So, was there any other episodes in season 7 we want to talk about, or moving on to season 8?
Well, I thought about talking about Daring Done, but I mainly just didn't like that one because it's a Daring Do episode, and those are not my cup of tea.
That is totally fair and valid. I completely agree.
Triple Threat wasn't my favorite.
Which one was Triple Threat? Was that the one where was that with Spike, Ember, and Thorax?
Yes, or I think it was Spike, Ember, and was it Spike, Ember, and Thorax, or Spike, Ember, and Gabby? That shows you how much I remember this episode.
I think no, it was.
Yes, it was Ember and Thorax.
I think. Did Gabby show up though?
No. With Gabby, I'm thinking of another episode. I'm thinking of a season 8 episode.
Oh yeah, I know what episode you're talking about.
The one golden moment from this episode was Ember making fun of the fact that Starlight and Twilight, similar names. I mean, basically a racist joke, but I thought it was hilarious.
Sparkle, and I've always seen mine as more of a glimmer. It's good.
It's
stuff.
so good. Why did we never get a seafood dinner?
Right? There was no seafood dinner.
Oh, it's so sad.
So season 8,
Season 8. Let's just move on. My joke was so bad. I completely just train wrecked any momentum we had going in this episode. There has been an awkward silence ever
don't
since
acknowledge
I said
it.
that.
Just don't acknowledge it. Move on. If Laravan thinks it's not funny, he'll cut it out. By the way, Laravan, you better cut out the unfunny parts. Make us funny.
This episode's gonna be like 30 seconds long.
Put like a TikTok filter over us. Make us funny.
Yeah, put Subway Surfers in the corner.
Yep.
Family Guy funny moments in the opposite corner.
All right, so season 8.
Laravan, put your favorite Family Guy clip right here. 5 seconds or less, so we don't get copyright claimed.
Peter, this is the most reckless thing you've ever done.
Oh, come on, Lois. What about that time I was in Fortnite?
Anyways, so season 8
goodness.
episodes.
For my list, I put Fake It Till You Make It, because that was just a really fun episode to watch.
Which one was Fake It Till You Make It?
It was episode 4, where Fluttershy was looking after Rarity's boutique.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That episode... Yeah, Ambi was about to say something.
Scorching hot take. I did not like that episode.
That's fine. I just thought it was a really
It had some
fun
very
watch.
fun moments, but I never got into that episode. I was surprised when I went. I think I went to a convention right after that episode came out. I was surprised to figure out how many people loved it, but a lot of people in the fandom like Fluttershy a lot more than I do. So I guess it makes sense.
I think the
Flutter Gang Ride Up.
I think a big reason that, because I'm kind of torn. I thought the episode was funny. I also felt like Fluttershy was just kind of a jerk and got no retribution for that. Like,
yeah,
it felt kind of weird.
I like how we're both just dumping on Robert's favorite episode from this season.
I'm sorry, Robert. I don't hate it. I don't even dislike it. I think it's enjoyable to watch. But I don't know. I felt kind of weird about the fact that
First you're dunking on me for not going to HarmonyCon, and now you're dunking on me for my
it's
favorite
the Out of Our
episode.
Mains podcast. We gotta dunk on Robert at least once per episode. It's tradition.
It's just it's a thing now. Next, you're gonna get the rest of the people watching us to do that as well. Like people are gonna start dunking when I go to a convention. People are gonna start dunking on me when they see me.
Literally, they're gonna pull a basketball out and they're gonna break your ankles.
Baller.
They're gonna be balling.
Just so you know, there are 3 episodes from this season that I have to talk about. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
All right.
You know what the first one is. You know what the first one is.
Oh, Father Knows Beast. Obviously.
No.
You love that episode, right?
Yeah, no.
Which episode in season 8 does the Kieran like?
All right, so obviously it's the breakup breakdown.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Sounds of silence, baby.
I'll let you go on your sounds of silence spiel, Ambi. I love the episode too, but you can take the floor here.
It was good. Anyway, so the next episode.
That was a lot.
Moving on.
Wow. That was you put so much.
Honestly,
into that.
I feel
It was
like I've
3
talked about it
paragraphs.
so much. I mean, I just don't really know what else to say. Autumn Blaze is 90% of the reason why I love the episode as much as I do.
Yeah, Autumn Blaze is
Autumn,
great.
she's just
Her song
absolutely
is
amazing.
Phenomenal.
And also, I think the dynamic between AJ and Fluttershy throughout that episode was really, really good too.
Yes,
And
it was. It kind of reminded me of It kind of reminded me of Spice Up Your Life in the way that both the characters had a different way they wanted to approach the problem. They didn't exactly see eye to eye, but they both had valid, I don't know. I like that.
yeah, and just the fact that we never saw Kieran's again, other than at the very end of the series, just such a waste.
Yeah.
Such a waste.
Why?
Sad day.
Why weren't there any Kieran at the School of Friendship?
Well, to be fair, this episode came out after that episode, even though it was in the same season.
Yeah, but they could have.
Yeah,
had
but they
at
could
least,
have
1 or 2 background students or something.
Well, to be fair, at the very end of the
know?
series where it showed the School of Friendship in the future, there were Kieran students, but yeah, it's just it's such a waste. But anyway,
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about this episode forever, but I love it so much.
Yeah, it's a fantastic episode. I think everyone knows that one is the best episode in season 8. I want to bring up horseplay.
Yes, horseplay. That was one of the
fun.
ones I was going to talk about. Okay, anyway, you go.
I kind of figured you would because you're a big Celestia guy.
Yeah. Sun horse, best horse.
I'm not, but yeah, it was very fun. That little characterization for Celestia, it's if you're gonna do something with Celestia to expand her character, I'm game.
It was so cool
Yeah.
getting to watch Celestia actually be competent at the end of it.
Yeah.
Any episode where Celestia does something is always awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when it's something great.
That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun. Sun princess, best princess. Don't get mad at me. We know it's true.
She was great. I also wanted to bring up I'm just gonna mention them because we are kind of running low on time. But a matter of principles. Starlight literally hecking kills Discord.
Oh yeah.
That was cool as heck.
I had mixed feelings about that one. Discord was very annoying, but there were some great moments. So it's just kind of
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Discord was definitely kind of annoying there, but it made up for it in
Starlight
and
him.
Discord have a very interesting dynamic.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like them together.
It's like Starlight in that situation. Starlight is like it's like the straight man and the funny man, and Starlight is the straight man and all that.
Yeah. And then Road to Friendship. I'm a Starlight fan. I gotta bring up the Starlight episodes.
You know, that's another
Road to
episode I don't
Friendship
like
is-
as much as everyone else does. Probably because I have a hard limit on how much Trixie I can take.
I feel you there, but I feel like she becomes an exponentially better character when she's around Starlight. I like their interactions. I'm not a huge fan of Trixie as a character. I'm sorry. I think the episode was really fun. I think them going back and forth and being ticked off at each other for various things. It eventually, building up. It kind of felt like all bottled up, but they're both they're both really mad at each other. And I don't know, it was fun. And then the song at the beginning, and then the near the end when making the journey alone, she says this path seemed a lot less dangerous when we were singing the whole way. Great line. I love that so much. But yeah, Friendship Bound is a great song. I'm gonna be right back. My dog is angry at me.
Well, while Maynard's gone, I'll take this opportunity. The last episode I wanted to talk about was the Heartswarming Club.
Ooh.
Because I know a lot of people hate on the School of Friendship, but I love the Student Six.
Oh yeah, the Student Six, the Student Six are it's a very interesting.
I think they're
group.
great. I love Ocellus. She's easily my favorite. Ocellus is
yeah.
adorable.
Oh.
Ocellus alone makes the
I
the changelings redesign worth it, because we wouldn't have her if it wasn't for that.
Oh yeah, Ocellus. All the characters in the Student Six are pretty good.
I want to meet
Yeah,
Devin Dalton. I want to meet her voice actress so bad.
That's understandable. Yeah. Definitely an episode that I really remember liking when I first watched it.
Which episode?
Well, if you were here, you'd know, wouldn't you,
Heartswarming Club.
Maynard?
I would. I'm sorry. I have a dog.
The Heartswarming Club.
Heartswarming Club. Yeah.
Heartswarming Club is fun. Yeah. How long did it did you guys figure out that it was Gallus before he said anything? Or
Honestly, I didn't. But the main reason I love that episode so much is because they do the interactions between the Student Six in that episode so well. They feel so natural.
Oh, yeah.
They're great characters.
I didn't know it was Gallus either. I've heard a lot of people say oh, it was super predictable. It was obvious that it was Gallus. I'm like, I had no clue.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have a clue either.
They tend to do mystery type episodes like that really well. Like Mystery on the Friendship Express was really well done too.
Oh my god, yeah. Obviously, it's not as good your second watch because you know it's coming, but it's still that first watch is
I can watch it just to see the
fantastic.
Student Six and the way they interacted between each other. I think they're great characters.
Yeah, they're fun. I heard you discussing favorite character a minute ago. I'm a big Yona fan. I'm a sucker.
I like
for
Yona too.
I like Yona a lot.
There's really none of the
She's
Student
fun.
Six I dislike. I mean, even Like Gallus can have his moments where he's kind of irritating, but I still like him.
Sandbar is really fun to watch as well.
I feel like Sandbar is probably the one that I feel like the most met on, but even him, I don't mind.
Yeah. He has some really
I love
funny
that he exists just
moments.
because I
Yeah.
love Vincent Tong.
Oh my gosh, freaking yeah, Vincent Tong's
Vincent's
great.
amazing.
But Sandbar's heartwarming story. The time my heartwarming doll almost fell into the fire. Like,
No!
I love that. So that's one of the funniest jokes.
I love Ocellus's
like, in
heartwarming
that
story.
episode. Yeah.
It's just there's so many good episodes, and I was about to say there's so many good episodes in that moment.
So many
Let's,
good moments in that episode.
All right, let's
Yeah,
move
we need to.
on.
We gotta talk about the bad ones now.
The Mean Six is one that had so much potential.
Yeah,
But they kind of fumbled it. Like, the entire episode, I didn't think the episode was bad by any means. I think it was a decent episode. I'm putting it on my worst list because there was potential. There was a lot more potential there.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I hate it when shows have like a lot of potential, but like don't do much with it.
They have a really cool concept and they just never bring it
Yes.
up again. Yeah, Ambi doesn't know
like-
about that, about his favorite episode.
The Mean Six was a cool concept that just ended on that one episode.
Yeah, it was an interesting idea. It could have led to like an interesting season finale, but I ended up liking the pillars and everything. I don't think they should have replaced it. It just, it would have been interesting
Yeah.
if that was like another thing that happened.
Yeah.
Another threat, essentially. They just kind of died immediately.
Yeah.
So, have y'all seen the uncensored like version of them like dying?
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh my gosh.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, wonder why
They-
that didn't make it.
Even when they turned it down, like it's still pretty
brutal.
gruesome. Yeah.
I think my least favorite episode in season 8 is The End in Friend.
The end in which one is that?
First of all, fake fan. Second of
Right.
all, it's the
We're
one
trying to
where
find something
Rainbow
we both
Dash and
like.
Rarity decide they can't be
Yeah.
friends anymore.
Oh,
Because Rarity and Rainbow Dash realize they don't have much in common, even though they're
Yeah.
8 seasons.
You've known
in
each
their
other for like a
friendship.
decade.
You don't need to have things in common to be friends.
Exactly.
Like some of my best friends have been people that like I barely had anything in common with, but yeah, it's a frustrating episode.
Heck, a lot of my real life friends are
my dog
anti-bronies.
once again, so keep talking.
That episode, just doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
I wasn't a fan of it either. It was also very predictable. It's like you knew
Yeah.
you knew they weren't ending the episode with Rarity and Rainbow Dash hating each other.
That would have been a very ballsy
It would have been.
move.
It would have made the episode notable. But we knew that wasn't happening.
Yeah, if if they stopped being friends at least for like until it carried over to a different episode, like that would have been a ballsy move, and I would have given them props
even
for
if
that.
it ended up not being a good thing. Well, I have no idea how much Maynard's going to take. So, do you have another episode that you don't like from season 8? Because there's one I have in my crosshairs.
Oh boy, which one's that?
That would be Father Knows Beast.
Oh, I think I remember that one. Isn't it? Isn't like the one where is? Oh wait, that's the one with Spike's quote unquote
Yes.
father. Oh god, that episode was. I love again. I've said it before in this episode. I love Spike. You know, like if he's done well. If it's done properly, it could be due. I just felt bad for him. I just felt bad for him this episode because, like, I had a hard time when I first saw it. I was just like,
Yeah.
ain't no way, you know? They barely look alike.
And I'm just like, well, Spike, you definitely took after your mother, and you should be thankful for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it would have been just as I think it would have been more interesting if it actually was his father and he just was a deadbeat.
Oh, did I come in just in time to talk about Father Knows
Yes,
Beast?
sir.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I had that written down too.
I think, yeah, like I said, I think it would have been more interesting if that was actually Spike's dad and he was just a deadbeat, because I think that would have been a very interesting way to go about it.
You know, I hadn't thought about that, but I kind of agree.
Yeah,
Sometimes
like,
terrible parents exist.
yes, and that would have been a very interesting thing to go about it because like then it would have been a dilemma of like Spike choosing between his own blood or someone who actually cared about him.
Yeah, and that would have been a really interesting concept. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, that episode was just so hard to watch.
I felt so bad for Spike.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, he was set up to be a character that you're not supposed to like. And, like, I get that, but also, you don't want it to be to the point where the episode is just
Painful.
frustrating to watch.
Did not enjoy that one.
Yeah. But, yeah, it wasn't great. Did you guys talk about a non-compete clause yet?
We did not.
Yeah, that
Not
one's...
yet.
Ooh, boy. That's a Rainbow Dash and Applejack episode that should have taken place in, like, season 2.
Oh boy. Or like maybe
I feel the
season 3.
same
That's
way
the one where-
about how did I forget the name? The rarity, the End and Friend. I feel the same way about the End of Friend.
Yeah. Like, that would have been a fine episode if it was earlier on in the series.
I'm just like, these are not
but-
concepts you guys should try and bring out 8 seasons in.
Yeah, the second to last season.
Nah.
Like, ugh. It is what it is. We got what we got. And, we should probably move on to season 9 before Laravan kills me, because he told me that we should keep it to an hour and a half. And we are going over that. So,
Slightly, yeah.
but
we did our best. Sorry, Laro.
I'm sorry.
He should have known better.
Throw in another funny Family Guy clip. Right here.
Just going to be a PNG of a middle
Okay,
finger.
cool.
I mean, he's already do we really want him to do that? He's already going to be dealing with an over hour and a half
I want
footage.
him
All
to.
right. So here's my
Anyways.
hot take for season 9.
Okay.
Best
As-
episode, The Last Problem.
Uh-huh.
Worst episode, The
Okay.
Last Problem.
Oh, I agree. Hard agree. Oh, don't
Yeah.
agree.
I mean, yeah. I like The Last Problem a lot. It's
The Last Problem was like, it was like one of the only episodes in the series to make me very emotional, and it's hard for shows to do that, so I give it my top
Oh yeah.
like spot because
It's
of
the
that.
only
I
it's
just
the
hit my
only
mic.
piece of fictional media to ever make me cry. The
Really?
only thing that came close to it
Yeah.
before that was the fan
it's-
animation Lullaby for a Princess.
Like
that's fair.
it was
Mm-hmm.
mainly the end when they closed the book. It got me because then I was
Yep, that's
realizing
it.
the series is over.
The book closing is such a it's such a gut puncher.
Honestly, what gets me more than the book
Yeah.
closing was at the very end of the song, "The Magic of Friendship Grows," which is just just a repeated emotional ball shot over and over again in of itself. But at the very end, you hear key progression from the intro, just da 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 da, and then one last
Oh
swell,
my
and then
God.
it's over. And that when I heard that, that's like that hit me before the book closing ever did. That's what hit me. It's like it's over, like it's done.
Yeah.
The music. Yeah, I'd say I started getting all teary eyed and stuff and I was trying to hold it in during the music, and then when the book closed, I lost it.
Yeah,
I
that
completely
song
broke.
still gets to me to this day, man.
And then G5
It's such a
happened, but we don't have to talk
fantastic
about that.
episode.
Oh yeah, G5. I was so excited after the movie, but this is not
Yeah.
what we're talking
It's had its
about.
high points,
But
but you know what? Yeah, let's just not talk about it. Let's not talk about it.
yeah, that's for another day. I wanted to bring up also the ending of the end it's fantastic. I love all the fights in
it's
that
good too.
episode,
Yep.
and I really enjoy
Pinky's
it.
chaos
yeah.
magic.
Yeah, right. But just there are so many moments in that too that I'm someone who gets very emotional over media, very easily. But yeah, there are moments in that hit me, when Rarity throws the lifts the rock to protect Twilight. I don't know why something about that always hits me. Her little smirk at the end of that, I'm like, they care about each other. They're best friends. shoutouts. But
Besties.
yeah, and then like that scene actually just specifically like Discord, like everyone, like it's such a like anime cliche moment, but it's done so well where like they're all holding the rock
yeah.
and Discord grabs Twilight, fly you fool. It's a joke, but like that it also hits hard because he's being genuine.
Oh, yeah, like no matter what you think of the actual quality of the episode, you could definitely tell they went all out on that last two-parter. They wanted to go out with a bang.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was so good. And then
And
oh man,
they did
and then
go out
Tyrek
with.
just like taking out the pillars just with ease. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Just way to power scale him.
It reminded me just how
Tyrek's
just
such
how
a good
badass
villain.
Tyrik is as a
Oh,
villain.
that season 4,
He's so
the season
cool.
4 finale two-part is epic. Since we're low on time, I hate to just like immediately go to the next one, but I think there's another episode that isn't talked about as nearly as much as it should be, and
Which
that's
is?
Common Ground.
Common Ground. Man, I'm terrible with the names of episodes in
It's
these later seasons.
who's the grayed out stallion with Rainbow Dash's hair that was introduced in Stranger Than Fanfiction?
Oh,
Quibble Pants.
Quibble Pants.
Yeah, it's the episode where
Quibble
he
Pants?
has a new mare friend and he's trying to relate to her daughter.
Oh, that episode is so
It's
good.
such a good
too.
episode.
Oh,
yeah.
man, I never think about that
Mhm.
episode,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, that episode's really good. Man,
And it's such a
You know what?
a mature topic for a children's show to try and handle. The idea of like being in a relationship and like trying to relate to
when you
to
already
somebody
have a
else's kid. It's it was handled really well in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah, such a good one.
Oh, yeah. That episode makes me emotional too.
Yeah. Anyways, like as much as I'd love to keep talking about, we gotta
All right.
move on again.
I just want to mention Sparkle
Good
7
episode.
and Frenemies are fantastic. Frenemies, Better Way to Be Bad is wonderful. Is so much fun. And then Sparkle 7 just letting the voice actors go ham with whatever ideas they wanted their characters to do. Like that it's such a fun premise for an
People
episode.
don't respect season 9 enough. They really tried to make it special, I think.
They really did.
You know, you can argue over whether or
And I
not they
think they
succeeded,
did.
but we should at least credit they tried to make it special. They pulled out all the stops.
They did their dang best.
Again, I'm
All
trying.
right, worst episodes,
I'm trying
worst
to move
episodes.
this along. All right.
Way to spoil the fun, Robert.
All right. I can't. We can't keep going.
Just give
Laro's
Laro-
editing. He said
Laro
keep
a
under
2-hour
an
episode.
30.
Yeah, give him 3 out, 4.
Oh
no.
goodness.
I don't want him to charge me
We'll
double.
talk about the best and worst episodes from G5.
Oh gosh, no. So yeah,
Okay.
worst episode
Okay.
season 9.
Worst episode of season 9. I put Dragon Drop.
Yes, I
Is Dragon
agree with
Drop
that
the
one.
with Garble?
No.
Oh wait, which one is Dragon Drop? Oh, that's
Dragon-
the rarity one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's one of those episodes where I feel
Again.
like I know I've seen it. I remember very little from it.
That episode makes you hate Rarity,
Ugh.
or at least get angry with her.
That's probably why I haven't rewatched it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like Rarity.
I'm also gonna give it an honorable mention to how they handled Sombra in season 9.
I liked Sombra.
I liked him better when he didn't
I
talk.
liked here's the thing with Sombra, like I think again, like he was just very mysterious in like his debut season, very like evil side, and then they turned him into like he was kind of pathetic and full of himself in season 9, and that's not at
He
all
was
how I
full of
expected
himself.
him to
He
be.
was not pathetic though. Man came closer to succeeding in his
know.
goals than Man succeeded in his goals.
Okay. Let me rephrase. He sounded pathetic.
Yeah,
It was mainly his voice. His voice made him sound pathetic.
I can kind of get that, but I liked those episodes a lot. I think that people, it's talked about a lot, but that scene with Twilight getting when Discord when Discord gets hit and then Twilight like gets up and starts like just monologuing at Sombra, and he tries to cut her off, and she just whoosh, out of the way. Like,
yeah, like I'm not saying the episode he was a part of was bad. It was fantastic, but I feel like Sombra could have had a better voice
maybe
cast.
could have been a little bit better, but
or yeah, better voice direction. Like, and like I'm glad they still used him. Like, for the most part, I am fairly okay with how they handled him. I think it could have been better.
Yeah,
much better.
Yeah,
I am glad we at least got to see Sombra one more time because a lot of fans wanted more of him.
Yes.
Yeah, he was
definitely
one of the most underutilized villains in the show.
Yeah. I don't like that they used him so late.
Better late than never.
But
yeah.
yeah.
I also like
also
that was kind of like, you know, say what you will about like how you like this interpretation of him, but they really did try, and he was like the focal point of those episodes.
Yes, he was.
Like,
because it's nice because he barely even showed up in the season 3 2-parter.
Yeah, he was like barely there. He just crystals, and that was it. In this, he won. He you know, he didn't win in the end, obviously.
He had it.
But like he had everything he wanted, and he did it like so effortlessly. He was like, "Oh, they're gonna try to use the
I'm not gonna knock how capable he was. He was very capable, like overall. Again, I think like the voice could have been better. They could have handled they could have handled certain aspects much better,
probably.
I think.
But I'm happy with how things turned out, and man, Sombra's such a cool character, and I wish they had used him more.
I wish that as well so bad. He's such a cool concept.
Before this episode's over, if we're talking bad season 9 episodes, we have to talk about The Last Crusade.
I was also gonna bring up a Crusader episode.
The Last
Scootaloo
Crusade.
Parents episode.
You were Maynard. You were gonna bring up growing up is hard to do.
But
weren't
we'll talk about The Last Crusade.
Let's because we're tight on time. Let's just let's do those in tandem.
We'll be
we can.
We'll try to be quick about it. Yeah, Scootaloo's parents not great.
Yeah. The thing is, people are still mad about like the way they did Shining Armor and Princess Cadence in season 2. Yeah. Scootaloo's parents was basically the same things in season 9.
Yeah, they just kind of came out of nowhere.
It's just totally unforgettable. I mean, I'm kind of happy they tried to answer the question about Scootaloo's parents, but they did it in the worst way possible.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as like upset about that episode just because I think the fact that they didn't go for the low-hanging fruit in that like, oh, the parents are always right sort of thing, that they like, genuinely were like, yeah, Scootaloo like it stands on her own. Like she, you know, her parents are kind of in the wrong here. It wasn't as it wasn't expressed as heavily as I wish it did, because yeah, her parents were kind of awful, having, left your kid here for how long, and then suddenly you're just like, okay, we miss you, so you have to come with us now. It's like, what? No, that's stupid.
Yeah.
It's
just like after Sombra, we realized how dangerous it is, and I'm just like, how many times has the world nearly ended in this show? And that was the final straw.
Yeah.
If you count like each season 2-parter, and for like each one, it's like 18 times.
Ridiculous. Anyway,
this isn't counting like mid episodes.
My real problem with that episode is how it sets up, Scootaloo like standing on her own, and the CMC basically being like responsible, not adults, but like they're their own people. And then you have Growing Up is Hard to Do, where suddenly they're just stupid kids.
It sounds like a season 1 episode turned into a season 9 episode.
It would have been fine earlier in the series, but like as the last CMC episode, you have them like, oh, all I have to do to get everything done is be a grown-up. I have to be a big person. Like, no, you guys have like your own company. You guys do crap. Like they're more accomplished than I am, and I'm a full-fledged adult. Like And it's just.
I feel like a lot of people have a
ridiculous.
soft spot for that episode just because they like the designs of the CMC like fully grown.
Yeah. Yes. And
But
like,
I will admit that the story is a bit floppy.
there's the theory that like, oh, that episode was done to like essentially gauge people's reaction to like how the CMC would look as adults, sort of thing, because they were doing the flash forward in the last problem. I like how the CMC look grown up and everything, but that episode should have come way earlier. Where it was placed, it was just so out of character for them. I don't know. I didn't like it a whole lot. But yeah. Did we have any other bad season 9 episodes, or are we wrapping up?
I think that's all I had.
I don't. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think so. Yeah.
Well, so now you all know definitively, objectively, 100% the best and worst episodes in the series. There will be no debating these topics because
And if you disagree, you're wrong.
yes, exactly. No, we'd love to hear from you guys. I think we did this question last time, but I think we kept it to specifically seasons 1 to 4. I think for our question of the episode, we should say, what are your most and least favorite episodes from these seasons? You don't have to do every individual one. Just tell us a couple standouts that you can think of, episodes you feel strongly about, whether that be positively or negatively.
Yeah.
But
I mean, not that it matters unless you fully agree with us.
exactly. But yeah, you can
Yeah.
go ahead and do that. If you're on YouTube, you can do that in the comment section below. If you're listening on Spotify, you can respond to the Q&A. And if you are not on either of those, if you're on some other podcasting app or just want to poke us on Twitter, send it to us using the hashtag mainpod at Out of Our Mains, or you can join our Discord and tell us about your answer there.
Yeah. And as per usual, we have also the picture, which as per usual, we never prepare ahead of time.
Oh, you thought I didn't prepare this ahead of time? Well, little did you know.
Did you?
I didn't. Yeah. No, I don't plan these things out. What's a fun household item?
An electrical.
We've
outlet.
done
Electrical
that.
outlet.
We've done that.
Oh.
We've done that.
Wait, we have?
Yes,
Dang
I
it.
know specifically
Dang
because
it.
someone sent us like one of the European like electrical outlets. I remember this.
Ah, okay.
What if it's an electric plug? Like something for could be
Oh,
for
That's
charging your
original.
phone. It could be for your computer. Your gaming device. It can be for an important adult thing that I don't know.
Bonus points
Yeah.
if you send one of those like
Yeah.
extension outlets plugged into itself.
Exactly. Infinite
Yeah.
power.
Yeah, but send a picture of an
Yeah.
electric plug.
And
Any
you can
electric
send that to
plug.
us on Twitter, or you can send it to us on our Discord, which will be linked in the description. Other than that, did either of y'all have anything that you wanted to plug?
The sky.
Yeah. Go look at the sky. Go touch grass.
Don't look at the sun. Don't do that. I'll damage it. But look at
look at the
how
sun in your
nice it
peripheral
is.
vision. Like, don't look directly at it.
Yeah. I'm going to plug the Out of Our Mains podcast, which you are listening to.
Thank you, Robert.
Subscribe. Yeah.
Subscribe, follow, like,
Hit the bell icon and
the
leave
bell.
a like down below. And
all that fun stuff.
I know YouTube does this, where if you say leave a like, the like button will actually like light up.
No way.
It actually does.
Okay, that'll be really cool. Tell us in the comment section if that happened when Robert said leave a like,
Yeah. Or when
but,
you said it.
or when I said it. Ambi, do you have anything you want to plug?
Beans.
True that.
Cool.
I actually do have a couple things I want to plug.
Play Lethal
So,
Company if you
for
had.
starters. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I haven't played Lethal Company yet either.
That applies to you.
I have.
But I've actually got a few things that I've been up to recently that I'll plug real fast. I was a part of a big like collab album that was a parody of a parody of a parody. If I wanted to explain it all, it would take too long. but basically it's a Randy Newman parody called Randy Newman Presents. I'll have the link to the Bandcamp for that linked in the description. That was done by it was all put together by Forever Free Brony. But there are a ton of other talented musicians involved with that. Prince Whatever, Melody Brony, I'm trying to think of others off the top of my head. Evershade, a bunch others that I can't think of right now. Thrak, super talented people, and me. So go check that out. I'm also gonna be on another podcast here soon when this episode comes out. I think the first episode will be, I don't know if it'll be going, I should probably check what day it is. I'll put it in the description, but Taylor B.
Maynard,
McCardle.
are you seeing other podcasts?
I'm sorry, I'm cheating on y'all. Taylor B. McCardle is doing the Taylor and Co podcast on Twitch every other week, and me and Cole Donnerstag, who was on this podcast previously, are co-hosts on there, so you should go check that out. And then the last thing, I'm gonna be at HarmonyCon next month. For whatever reason, they decided to accept me as a community guest, so I'm gonna be on a billion panels. Come say hi. Come to all my panels.
We are so back.
We are so back. Let's go. And then for my final plug, I'm gonna say the same thing Robert said. Plug the Out of Our Mains podcast. We're back. We're back, baby. Let's
say hello
go.
to consistent uploads.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Probably. Maybe.
Hopefully, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching / listening. If you're watching, I'm so sorry for basically the stagnant visual. We'll try and have something figured out next time. But y'all have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, until we see you again.
Yeah. We will see you next time. In the meantime,
oh
Pony.
Shoot! One more thing I have to plug.
Jump
Robert,
scare.
Yes?
when this episode comes out, we'll probably have already announced it. In a few days, we're gonna be doing a funny little collab stream, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah. So what are we doing, Robert?
It was Jackbox, with some very, very special people.
Yeah.
You
don't have to list them all off, but
it was members of the EOJ crew.
yeah. So we're gonna be doing a Jackbox night with
We've made it.
some of the Elements of Justice people, which is like a pipe dream for us, honestly. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna be playing some games, having some laughs, and we'll probably talk to them a bit, do a little like mini interview sort of at the end of that stream. But that's gonna be when this goes up, it'll be the following Sunday, so it should be in 4 days from now. Date's not set in stone yet, but there'll be an announcement on the Discord and on our Twitter, so if you want to know the time and date for that, go check those out. But yeah, other than that, I think that's everything.
Anyways, as I was saying, as always, Pony. Yeah.
Ambi, you gotta follow us up.
I'm thinking of another good word for pony.
Horse,
Equine.
Hooved mammalian.
Four-legged creature. All right.
What? What did you just say?
Mammalian.
Hooved mammalian. All right.
You know, I'll take it.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody. Or a good day, or whatever time it is for
Whenever you're listening to this.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Later.